Just wanted to start with a couple of introductions from us at the Enactus team. So we'll do that first. My name is Svea. I'm the president of Enactus United States. So as many of you guys know, we're a global organization active in 33 countries right now, I think it is. It, fluctuates, but this is where we are right now. And super happy to be part of a global network. And you guys are kind of operating all around the United States. So that's super exciting to have you here together. I am joined here by a couple of colleagues that we'll introduce you to shortly. Britt will be taking the lead of this call right now. So I'll hand it off to her in a moment. But I really just wanted to thank you guys for being here. I wanted to let you know that our office is always open. You can message any of us anytime. Our goal is to get students interested in entrepreneurship, engaged in real world projects, with a mission, with a purpose, plugged into the global community, connected to UN Sustainable Development Goals, and kind of feeling good about their work, as well as the competitive aspect, right? So with most of our projects, we also have a competition. So it's collaboration and competition kind of playing together. That's what we're all about. So we just want to get more people into our network doing this work, getting to know like-minded people like yourselves. So, get to know each other who's on this call today, because hopefully you'll be meeting in person someday. And always know that if you have friends, if you're faculty members, if you have friends who teach entrepreneurship that want to get involved, connect them to us. And for students, if you have other students on your campus or other campuses, get them engaged. And this Futuremakers project is a really good way to do that. So thank you. I'm going to hand it off to Britt and go on to mute.
Well, hello guys. I am so excited to just get started with this program. We are going to get our screen shared with you and we will start off. But my name is Britt Livingston. I'm one of the regional program managers. Sierra Peterson is also on this call. She's one of our regional program managers. And big news is we have a third regional program manager on this call with us. His name is Nick, and we will be introducing more about him in the newsletter that is coming out on Friday from us. So if you don't get that, check your spam mail. And we will also be doing a virtual spring kickoff where we will just share more about what's going on with Enactus United States. And that'll be next Wednesday. So the Futuremakers program, we are kicking it off today, but we have some teams. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to get oriented. If we can get started on the next page.
Did I start too soon? Did you want to, are you good with starting the slides now?
Yes, absolutely.
You can see my slides good. Okay.
Are we good?
Sorry, I'm having a little technical difficulty.
It's just fine. Sierra is going to be monitoring that chat. So if you guys have any questions in the meantime for us, she will be there in the chat to answer. Otherwise, we'll have some time at the very end where you guys can come off mute, ask any questions you would like. So today's call, we are going to go over some of the program objectives, our timeline, program resources, funding for your guys' teams, because we have told teams, if you're an existing team, you get $500 to start this program and $500 on completing it, and new teams get $2,000. So again, as we had mentioned, if you guys have friends that are teachers or faculty that are interested in getting started with Enactus, this is a great way to introduce the program on your campus. We will be talking about using it to recruit team members. If you are still rebuilding from COVID, scaling your program from a social enterprise to competition, readiness opportunities. We will be doing training throughout this program just to encourage your teams even more so. We'll have our virtual competition and we'll talk about some of those prizes that are associated with it. So the Futuremakers program in itself, our program objectives is that we will be working with disadvantaged youth to tackle inequality and increase economic inclusion for these young people. So we are looking at individuals anywhere from ages 12 to 34 And we really want to empower them with entrepreneurial skills, career readiness skills, anything that just gives them that extra step up. We really want to create a positive impact on our individuals and community members that are around us. And we want to address the sustainable development goals, particularly 4 and 8. If you're familiar with Enactus, you know that many of our social enterprises, I can share my screen if that works. Yeah.
I'm getting an error sign, so I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's okay. That is okay. Let me, I'm going to have you stop sharing. There we go. And we'll just get restarted in just a second. Sorry, guys. We are going to share this and we are going to present. Woo, okay. So let me get caught back up. So, if you're familiar with Enactus, we focus our social enterprises on the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Many of our projects hit on many of them, but we really want to focus on 4 and 8, that quality education and the decent work and economic growth. So guidelines is your teams are going to work to develop social enterprises. For right now, they can be community programs. We will have programming sometime in February helping you to scale up what starts as a community program to a social enterprise if you are really struggling with that. But we want to deliver career training. So this can be anything on digital job seeking skills, resume writing, how to find a job, how to interview, or maybe you're just giving them applicable skills to be able to get a career in a competitive field. So timeline, we are kicking this program off today, but you can start your reporting from January 1st. Our registration deadline for this program will be February 15th. So after that, we can no longer have teams join the competition and program, but March 31st, we will be having a virtual pitch competition. Your teams will submit a 7-minute video, and we will go into that just a little bit more here in a minute. But these are our reporting dates and registration, but our program is running until March 31st. Our desire and our hope is to have the opportunity to continue this program into the summer for even more beneficiaries to be impacted. And so we are hoping that we can do that and just follow for updates in terms of us being able to extend it, but we will keep that March 31st pitch competition date. So final reporting, with our competition ending March 31st, we will have reporting due on April 7th. So we have 3 categories that we are asking you guys to track when you are working with your beneficiaries. That's going to be the number that are trained, the beneficiaries who report they are employment ready and are seeking employment, and then the number of beneficiaries with improved employment related knowledge and skills. You guys have that 4th topic down there at the bottom that is available for you guys to track. It is email addresses to follow up on the program and how your impact worked. You do not have to track that, but in regards to reporting, you are more than welcome to utilize our tracking survey that we have right here for you. This PowerPoint will be sent to you guys, or the information on this PowerPoint will be sent to you guys. You're more than welcome to utilize our process, or you can build your own if you would like. But either way, it's the same content that we are going to ask for you to share with us at the end. Let's see, beneficiaries who can be counted. I know I said this before, but I just want to make sure that it's clear. We are tracking ages 12 to 34, and with all of the survey details being in March 7th submitted to us as Enactus United States. Resources. So we have a whole Dropbox of curriculum for you guys. That is PDFs and it's also PowerPoints. You guys are more than welcome to utilize in putting on these trainings for these people groups. So We have 4 different modules, 11 lessons in total. You guys will have access to that Dropbox. If you've gone to our Enactus United States webpage and gone to the Futuremakers webpage, we have the link to the syllabus there. That in the link to the syllabus and that syllabi is also a link to our Dropbox. So you guys can access that easily right now if you want. But we also have a certificate of completion for you guys to utilize as an incentive to beneficiaries for completion of the program if you would like. And that's just available on request. This is kind of what it looks like. Standard Charter is who is supporting this program, and they were so kind to work with us in creating a certificate for our beneficiaries. So our available resources, we have 4 different topics. It's going to be employability, entrepreneurship, digital and IT, and financial readiness. You guys can obviously see those lessons that will be below those. You're more than welcome to go out of this box if you would like, but this is just what we have available for you already. In terms of examples of projects and different ideas, some of our teams have talked about going and sitting in near train stations and offering a resume review workshop. Some of our teams have chatted about, they have a Sewing for Success program. And so they are teaching people within a community how to sew products and sell those products, teaching them a skill to be able to create profitability for themselves. This is just a couple of examples. These are all here, of course, for you guys to read. And if you need help brainstorming, again, Zvia, me, anybody on our team is so happy to help you in that process. So our support for you guys within this program, we're going to do 2 different trainings. February 15th, we are going to do a program session on scaling a community program to a social enterprise. We will have all kinds of details, ideas, brainstorming sessions, and hopefully a few interactive opportunities to kind of talk through some projects that are currently going on and how we could step them up to be repeatable, scalable, profitable businesses that really impact those 17 sustainable development goals. March 8th, we are going to have a competition preparation opportunity. And so some of this is going to be us reviewing what judging criterion is, but we also want to, because you guys are a part of Futuremakers, we will have a session for review of your competition or your video that you guys submit March 31st. If you would like feedback on that from the regional program managers and the Enactus United States team, but we also want to give you guys a leg up. So being a part of Futuremakers is a big part of being a part of Enactus United States. And in that, we want to help you prepare for competition. So in April, we will be in Dallas at University of Texas, Dallas, and we will have our expo. Many of you guys have asked if your projects that you start at Futuremakers can also go into World Cup, early stage projects, and you guys are more than welcome to utilize that. But we also want to connect you with our alumni to give you feedback on those projects. So as a special opportunity, we will work on connecting you, if you're interested, with our alumni for just opportunities to develop and even better your project. We will have a GroupMe chat for all of our Futuremakers teams that will include reminders about these particular programs, that will include reminders about reporting deadlines. And if you have any questions regarding just implementation ideas, you're more than welcome to put those in there. If you guys want to use your camera and scan that QR code, it'll take you directly to a page where you can join the group chat. And I don't want to skip out too quickly. If you guys are still taking pictures, I can't see everybody right now, but I will leave it for just a second and take a pause.
Yeah, Britt, we have like 9 new people in the
Okay.
GroupMe, so welcome.
Perfect. I will move forward. All right, so the virtual competition, the big excitement piece. So teams will submit a 7-minute video, up to 7 minutes. It does not have to be the full 7 minutes if you don't want to, of a pitch of what your team has been working on. Those need to be submitted by 5 p.m. Central on March 31st. We will then send it out to our judges and they will review based off of the rubric. We will go over some of that judging criterion here in just a bit, but we will do an announcement of the top 10 teams on April 7th. We will put that on our social media, so look out for a video on that. With the top 3 teams being announced, we will put them in no particular order, but placements of teams 1, 2, and 3 will be announced at Expo in Dallas, which we are all so excited for and hope to see you all at. But competition is available for teams of any stage of development. So if you are just in that beginning stage of implementation or ideation, or you are full in working with teams and can report out all of your beneficiaries, we all invite you guys to join in this competition and continue working on that. So funding, we chatted about new teams getting $2,000 to start the program and $2,000 to finish the program. Existing teams get $500 to start and $500 upon completion. But prizes, our first place team gets $10,000 for their chapter. This is to scale the current project they're working on or other existing projects. We do not have terms on how this is utilized within your Enactus chapter, but it is specific to your Enactus chapter. Second place will be $5,000. Third place will be $3,000, fourth $2,500, and fifth place being $500. How to receive payment. So with you guys joining us call today, that doesn't mean you're confirmed in the program. There is a submission form for joining the Futuremakers program on our Enactus United States webpage. We will share that link if you have not already registered for the actual program in itself. And then we also need you guys to fill out this form. So this is the form then which we'll utilize to deliver that payment to your teams. This is just from our accounting team. If you have any questions regarding this form or its security, let me know. But we are extremely excited to be able to streamline the process to getting funding to our teams. The judging rubric, what we are all so interested on. I am so excited to give the floor to Sierra because she is who will be coordinating our competition and she has worked so dutifully on developing this. So Sierra, take it away.
Hello everyone. I'm super excited to get to talk about our judge rubric. So this has been developed in mind, keeping in mind that this is not necessarily an early stage project the way we're asking you to do it, and it's not necessarily the World Cup qualifier project either. However, you can scale into those, of course. But so within your judging rubric, we just want you to consider who you're impacting and how you're impacting them. So within the competition portion of this event, we will be focusing on the value and the information you are giving and getting out of your needs assessment. We'll be focused on the sharing of your insights and the sharing that out with other teams, because we all win when we share our information and when we allow each other to grow and benefit from one another's ideas. We'll also be focused on the inequality, tackling inequality, of course, and increasing economic inclusion for your individuals involved. You'll also be judged on how you worked with your disadvantaged young people, gaining new skills and giving them expertise to improve chances of getting a job or starting their own business. I saw in the chat, someone ask about if self-employment was going to count. Absolutely. We love entrepreneurship and we love encouraging new generations of new entrepreneurs starting their own businesses. Well, you'll also be judged on the development of entrepreneurial skills and if how you've realized that positive impact on others and individuals and the target community. And of course, you're going to be judged on the program if it focuses specifically on sustainable development goals 4 and 8, which is quality education and decent work and economic growth. We are super excited to have you all involved in this, and I cannot wait to get to the judging portion. Pass it back to you, Brett.
Thank you so much, Sierra. So that is our judging rubric. But that's all we have for you guys. If you have questions, you are more than welcome to email training@enactus.org. Or call your regional program manager. We are all so excited just to see the impact and the people that you guys are all able to work with. It's time to get started. And if you guys have any questions, please feel free to go off mute. Now is the time. Or feel free to message us.
And Britt, I just wanted to add something to everything you just said, just so folks know. If you are with a campus that has a large team and you want to do more than one project, that's okay too. We've already gotten one inquiry that there's a team that has 2 projects and they're very different. So when you submit, each project needs to be separate individuals, so you can't have overlapping students kind of doing different projects. So like your school will have team 1 and team 2, give them different names. They should be doing totally different things, and then they can compete twice. So if you have that, like, let us know if you have any questions about that.
I'm sorry, Ms. Schoenberg, can I ask you, you said that students cannot overlap and do multiple projects?
Not for this program, yeah.
Okay.
We're going to keep it separate teams.
Okay.
And Britt and Sierra, do you have anything to add about that?
Yeah,
Yes.
so our students can have 2 teams on a campus, but your students cannot participate in both teams. And so we really just want all students to have an opportunity to really grow and develop. And so we realize and recognize that some teams have 30 to 40 students and all may want to have different ideas and opportunities to work with people groups. And so we encourage them to both compete. Teams will not get the, if they have 2 programs running at their one school, they don't get more than the $500 to start and $500 to finish, but both teams can enter in their projects to compete.
So like they can both win, like one can win first place and one could win second place. Like we hope that it's spread evenly, the love is spread evenly across your campuses, but if we have a campus with 2 teams and they, the judges rank them highest, like that's possible, so.
I have a question too, actually. So can we also do like one team competes and do multiple different things within what they compete with, if that makes sense? So like do like one kind of project, but do like side projects with it, but compete just as one?
We may have different opinions on that, but this is a 2-month program. This is very short. So what we would recommend is that you be targeted and, you want to have impact. So by spreading it too thin, I just wonder how that'll go down. But you may already have activities that you're doing where you're plugged into a population with needs that you already assess those needs and what kind of intervention. So I would say you guys need to decide on that, but just note that that could dilute your project by going too thin. Yeah. But this is like a one-on-one. Yeah, we could talk one-on-one with any of you guys, honestly.
Sounds good. Thank you.
I have a question. So is there any in-person component to this competition, or is it just the virtual 7-minute video that needs to be submitted?
So right now it's just virtual, but that said, we are looking to see how many teams register and where they register. And if we have any clusters of teams that are near each other, we would love to initiate something for March. We don't know what that's going to look like or where it would be hosted. Or whether, the teams want that, whether they're available, but we are going to make that offer. I would say 5 or 6 teams in an area within an hour or 2 would be candidates for having an in-person event. And the 2 regions so far that we know that we're considering are New Jersey and the Carolinas. But that said, like, we do need to see who registers. Sometimes, you have all the good intentions and then you just can't pull a team together this semester because there's other stuff going on. So we needed to wait. By the end of this week, we'll see what registration we have and then do the outreach. But technically, no.
I am going to put the group me slide back up just in case you guys need it. And you're more than welcome to scan that if you're interested. Sorry, just take us a second to get back there. There we go. Also to be said is we will be announcing first through third place at Expo. And so that part of it will be virtual. I know that that is not what everybody may have been referencing, but it is an opportunity to gather with other students.
Tucker?
Yeah, I had a quick question. So I know in my communities, like many others, I know there are disadvantaged young people in my area that are facing different inequalities, but I'm a little confused on how to start or where to start looking and how to organize this. Do you guys have any recommendations?
Yeah, absolutely. So you guys can define disadvantaged people groups however you see fit. Some of those that I have personally defined for myself and who I really hope to work with is disabled, low socioeconomic status. We have a lot of Title I schools in my community where I grew up. You could look at refugees, internationally displaced, asylum seekers, recently incarcerated, people of color, LGBTQ. I mean, the list can go on and on. And so that's just a general idea. But what I would suggest is looking at your community. Is there a nonprofit or an organization that is already, working with some of these people groups that you could partner with to put on some educational curriculum days? Is there, something that you could do to support them and further their mission? And within that, those people that you impact within January 1st through March 31st, you guys are welcome to, use and utilize in reports.
Yeah, I think the best way to do this, and I don't know if anybody wants to speak up. I don't want to put you on the spot, Jerry or Michelle or anybody that I've talked to, but if you have a local nonprofit or community-based organization, call them up, because typically they're going to be closest to the need. And, say, listen, we have this project. This is the type of work we want to do. Do you have a need, or can you help guide us? So, Jerry, you went off mute.
I'd also like to add just a sort of off-the-wall thought here. We're located in New Jersey, in Newark and Patterson, Jersey City, Plainfield. And if there's a team in New Jersey that wants to partner with us to reach out to that community, I'll be more than happy to entertain that. So I don't know how it becomes part of the program or not, but nonetheless, we want to collaborate.
Yeah, you could have multiple teams working with one nonprofit. You may be doing different things. Like you can work with high school students. You can work with, like Britt said, different types of populations. You can also do mock interview days. You can do resume review and LinkedIn review where, you sit at a table at a location that has access to individuals, but you're going to need to really get a sense from the nonprofit. Like I wouldn't come in saying, this is what we're going to do, right? You flip it and say, you're doing a needs assessment the same way you do if you started any business, whether, you want to start a sneaker business or you want to help people. You first have to do the needs assessment, right? And see, what's the demand for what we are bringing to the table. And then kind of get your product market fit right in the same way you would do with any business. But here, it has parameters as part of this project. But yeah, that's my suggestion. So
Lena, I saw your question really quick, and Jerry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I'll let you have the floor in just a second, but you're designing and to a program to serve the collegiate student body population. I will say college students are some of the most food insecure people. There is a lot of research on that, and so that's on there, but also there are a lot of underserved people within a collegiate campus, and so doing small trainings in that, you guys are more than welcome to. We just ask that those 3 questions that we ask in reporting, you're able to report back on.
Okay, thank you.
Just a reminder that this Futuremakers program was designed to reignite existing teams and to start new teams. So for an existing team that's been in the competition before, this may feel like you're moving in slow motion. But this is really designed to get people started again. A lot of teams have been devastated during COVID, and we're trying to get them back in the game again. And you're going to find people out there that never heard of Enactus before. And so that's really our audience for this, get them a sense for what this is like, and then to excite them about participating going forward and setting up more sustainable projects going forward. So it's just a kickoff, just a start.
Hi all, I just want to follow up on that really quickly. And I know you're thinking of ideas to get started. So I mean, one of the great ideas is financial literacy in your community, or education-based materials that maybe students aren't getting in school. These are all opportunities that would apply and count. Also in your universities, I know Britt kind of answered this question, but we have a team, an Enactus team that has a not necessarily a food bank, it's a community fridge on their campus, and that educates and feeds the students on campus. So absolutely, you can be taking care of your own as well.
One idea of a project, and I was just thinking of a previous conversation that Sierra and I had many years ago. There was a project where recently incarcerated women were on an early release system, and they put them through training of growing their own vegetables, but also how to cook that and do farm to table, giving them culinary skills. And so that in itself, you're empowering women who have been recently incarcerated to go out into the career world, giving them a set of skills that they may not previously had. And so that's kind of what, just some of the general ideas. I don't know that that helps or inspires, but we are all so happy to work with you guys. I know there's a lot of heart passion projects. I find myself drawn to particular sustainable development goals with my background. And so, in that, look at your guys' chapter and see who do they have a heart for? Where do they have a heart for? Your students, as they can kind of find heart projects, you find that buy-in is even higher, and they love to participate in activities that allow them for that.
The other thing I'm just thinking of, can I get a quick show of hands? How many of you, the first time you had to do your taxes, you immediately knew what you were doing? Because I definitely did not. I'm pretty sure I was like investigated for fraud. I was really worried. I panicked, but I didn't know how to do my taxes, and I had gone to college and I had parents that had educated me and gone through this, and I still didn't know what I was doing. So that would also absolutely apply, because we're in tax season. So there's a potential idea.
Same is true with the FAFSA forms for financial aid. I filled one out for my daughter one time, and instead of using Emily Cleaves, I used Cleaves Emily, and I had to do the whole thing over again. So it's not easy to do.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Just to be clear, so with the financial literacy aspect, you guys already have content that we could use?
Yes, absolutely. And so if you go to enactusunitedstates.org, on our website, there is a drop down on the right side that says what we do. And in that is our programs. So on there, you guys can always find what programs we're running. We're running Runways for Oceans, BNY Mellon, which Sierra is heading up. And Clarence, who just hopped on our call, who we hired recently, will be helping her in that. He is a fabulous resource to our team. But you'll also see the Futuremakers webpage, and you can click Learn More. And as you scroll through that page, you will see in a yellow box, it says Standard Charter Foundation, Futuremakers 2023 Spring Syllabus.
Okay.
On there is a link to the Dropbox of curriculum. There's a lot of that information that we shared today that is available as well. And I can put the link to that syllabus in the group chat right here.
Great, thank you.
And she also put a link to the website. Oh, wrong. Sorry.
I linked to the website, and when you click on that website, there's a few places you can go to learn all about the program. And if you click on the syllabus and scroll down to page 2, you'll see curriculum resources, and it says click here. So it's literally just a bunch of PDFs. You can use them how you wish. We thought it would be easier to attach them as PDFs rather than like create an app, which can get complicated for maybe everyone doesn't have a smartphone. And so here is kind of the most simple way for you to see everything. And you'll see like the topics that we have covered. And if you want resources that we don't have here, just speak up and ask. We have a great network of educators. Half of you guys on the call are faculty members, and you probably have some of these resources already too. So we're happy to share, especially with this. But before we go, I don't want to lose any more time with this. I wanted to make sure we introduce Nick and Clarence. We have so many of us here today. So Nick just started this week on Monday. Today is day 3. So let's welcome Nick. He's a regional program manager and an alum. So you may hear back from him as part of this project or future stuff, as well as Clarence, who Britt already introduced. Any other questions?
We will be sending out all of this information to you guys. Again, look for that email that will be coming out on Friday. It will have all of our spring information, and we will have a link to this recording if you guys have any more questions. And I'm so excited to kick off this program and work with you guys.
Yeah, don't forget to register.
Please, I will drop that link right now in this group chat, because I want to make sure you guys are able to access that. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to email Teams or at Enactus United States, or you can email me.